Hello and welcome to episode 135 of Controller Club, the friendly face at gaming space, a podcast where three friends from three continents share in one love, and that is video games. On today's show, it is the first episode of 2025. We are back from a short holiday break, so we will be predicting the world in gaming in 2025. But before we get to all that, my name is Kleinfeld, and alongside me today, as always, are two of my best friends in the whole wide gaming world. First, coming to us from across the pond, a little further across the pond than usual today, it is the digital art daredevil himself, Tom Drew, Tom Dubai Drew, right now. Tom, what's going on? How are things? How was your break? Most importantly, it has been a little bit.
Yeah, it has. No, it's been good. Yeah, I'm back in Dubai just with the family at the moment. Been chilling for the most part, which means a lot of time for games. So we'll get into all that talk eventually. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. But it's nice to be back as well. I've missed you guys, and it's just nice to be back in the podcasting chair, even if it's a different chair this week. But yeah, ready to get into it.
Excited to be here another year. We start year 3 of Controller Club. Our third birthday is coming up here in a couple of months, which is absolutely crazy. Next up, though, it is journalist extraordinaire, the Australian abroad, the Canadian in training, experienced her kind of first white Christmas, I guess. Lauren Rouse. Lauren, what's going on and how was your break?
Things are going good. If the listeners don't know, Klein, I saw you like a week ago, which was really cool. We got to hang
Feels
out
so
in
much
person.
longer ago. Time means nothing right now.
I know. I was adopted as a felt for Christmas, which was very nice. And yeah, there was a bit of snow, which is very exciting for an Australian like me who is used to a summer Christmas. I got to experience a winter Christmas. Didn't snow on Christmas Day, but for all intents and purposes, it did in my mind because we did get to go out and it was fully coming from the sky. I didn't know what I was looking at. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to have you here. Tom, you got to come visit now next because then we will have stricken all the Controller Club crew off the Canada list. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We are here to talk about the world in gaming in 2025. A new year means a whole new world of possibilities. The year of Grand Theft Auto 6 potentially, the year of Nintendo Switch 2. It's going to be very exciting, and we're going to do as we always do to start the year. I know for the YouTube audiences, if you're watching, hello YouTube. If you aren't watching, if you're listening, go check us out on YouTube. We are there. It's a new year, new us. And we do at the beginning of the year a fantastic, I like to say, predictions episode where we go through, each of us bring 5 predictions, we put them on the board, and then we circle back at this time next year and we award points for people who predicted, who maybe saw into the future a little better than the others. I want to, before we get started, before we look at our 2024 winners, before we determine the order in which we will be picking our predictions this year, because the person who did the best last year gets to pick first this year, I want to know from the two of you, heading into 2024, or heading out of 2024 into 2025, how are we feeling about 2025 in general when it comes to gaming? Are we excited? Is the infinite potential there for us right now? Is there a glimmer in our eye? Lauren, are you excited so far from what we know about 2025 when it comes to video games?
I think 2025 is going to be a huge year. I'm really excited for it. I think when I look back at 2024, even in our Game of the Year discussion, it was a bit of a slower year, I think, in terms of what I was playing. And really the games that were my favorites were ones that I didn't even know were on my radar. Whereas this year, there's like multiple games that I'm like, oh, I want to play that. I'm going to play this. I can't wait for this to come out. So I think it's going to be a really exciting year, and I can't wait. I hope things do come out this year, but I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, it will be exciting. Hardware launch, we think could potentially be happening with Nintendo. I know, Tom Drew, you are very excited. You are one of the Nintendo fans here on the podcast. Is that the number one thing you're most looking forward to in 2025? It'll be the first time that we have a proper hardware launch with the podcast, which is like very exciting. I'm sure we'll do a Switch 2 review. I'm sure we'll talk about all the exciting games that are coming to it. Is that the number one thing for you when you look at ahead at the year?
Yeah, it's got to be. It's always exciting when new hardware comes out, but particularly with Nintendo, I've got a special place for it. And I'm pretty certain I'm gonna try get it at launch, which is like rare for me with consoles. But I did it with the Wii U. I didn't do it with the Switch, but I think the Switch 2 it deserves it. But it's exciting because like you were sort of saying, like there's infinite possibilities. We don't know really, other than a few titles, like what could be coming to the Switch 2. So, maybe we'll talk about what we want out of the Switch 2 in a little bit. So I won't say too much, but there's a lot of different ways that Nintendo could go this year, and I'm just excited to see what that ends up being.
Yeah, it is always very exciting when we flip the calendar and we start this new year, because I know that it's new year, new me, whatever, and some people don't like to look at it that way, but it really is this idea of just a wide open field. We don't really know what could happen, what is going to happen. I know that last year, sure, we were excited for Final Fantasy, we were excited for a few different things, but we didn't even know Astrobot was coming, and then it came out and it was like possibly game of the year. A game like Balatro, no one had heard of at this point last year, and it won all sorts of awards. And so I think it is very exciting to like look ahead and really think about what could be coming, what do we know is coming. We've got, of course, GTA 6 is the big one. We have a new open world Sony first party game in Ghost of Yote, which is coming later this year. Potentially a like Captain America Black Panther game that has been dated. So 2025 is looking like it is going to be a lot of fun. Sorry, I'm struggling trying to button up my sleeves, but I'm going to stop doing that. Okay. Let's get into the actual predictions themselves. But before we do that, we need to look back. We need to look at episode 87 of the podcast, nearly, I guess, 48 episodes ago, nearly 50 episodes ago, when we started out 2024 with our 2024 predictions. Now, there's going to be some debate here, because I have gone through and I have awarded points based on what happened and what did not happen. I'm just going to get it out there right now. I came in last. It wasn't even close. So we'll just go through my predictions very quickly, and then we can let you two kind of fight it out in the dog pit. So my predictions last year, my 5 predictions were: the Switch 2 is revealed. It comes out in September and will release with GameCube Virtual Console.
Wow.
Nope,
Okay.
none of that happened. 2, an Xbox Game Studios game wins Game of the Year. No. Although Indiana Jones getting rave reviews right now. Just came out a little too late. Number 3, Banjo-Kazooie finally unveiled, and it's being worked on by Rare in partnership with Toys for Bob. Nope. No, not even close. Next up, PlayStation will figure out PS3 emulation on PS5 and will make a big push to bring more classics, including PS3, to PlayStation Plus. Still no end in sight with that one. And lastly, Elden Ring with the DLC packed in is a Switch 2 launch title. Switch 2 didn't come out. So I think what I will say, I don't want to reveal my hand. I think I was a year early with a lot of these. How do we feel looking back at what I was? Was I a little too wishful thinking here? Now, like looking at hindsight, Lauren?
Yeah, I think you relied way too much on the Switch 2. I think we'll see what happens today.
We thought it was coming. We thought it was coming last year.
Well, we think it's coming this year. Is it going to come out?
Fair.
That's a good point.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, if you just made all these predictions again, like this year, maybe you get a full sweep. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure we said this last year as well.
I know. But
too soon.
I feel like the Banjo one specifically, I have made like 5 or 6 times, whether it be at these annual prediction episodes or at E3 time or whatever. Okay, so next up, I want to talk about these. We will go through Lauren's first, because there is no debate in Lauren's. Lauren, congratulations. You got a point on the board. You got 1 out of 5. You did it.
One
Your
point.
5 predictions were: Ubisoft will announce Far Cry 7. Nope. Didn't happen. Heard some things about it, though. We've heard that game is being worked on, potentially.
I applied for a job on it, so it is happening.
There we go. Hades 2 wins Game of the Year.
Damn.
Sorry. Only early access. Assassin's Creed introduces the first ever user-created customizable protagonist. No. We've still got, coming up, we've got those 2 dual protagonists here in Assassin's Creed Shadows. And then you had this one. Apple's next Apple TV is announced, and it's focused on gaming with games native to Apple. That didn't happen. That Apple's does not have a video game console.
No.
You nailed
I maintain
this
it will
one.
happen one day.
One day, they're stopping production on the Vision Pro, which I saw. It seems wild. They put
Oh,
it out.
really?
Sorry, is it too
Yeah,
expensive? Wow.
I don't know. You nailed this. Fallout TV show is going to be good and will be Emmy nominated. It is Emmy nominated. We did it. Lauren Rouse, congratulations. So you get 1 out of 5. Now, Tom Drew, I had some bones to pick with you, okay?
Okay.
Okay? We'll get out of the way the ones that don't matter. You said an Animal Crossing movie will be announced. No. No,
I mean,
no.
come on.
Then you said Project 007, the Bond game from IO Entertainment, is announced at E3 time and will release in 2024.
Jesus.
Still heard
Okay.
absolutely nothing about that game. You then said a new Overwatch game will be announced. No,
Why?
I guess we
I
got
mean,
Marvel Rivals.
Marvel Rivals. Come on.
I'm not giving you points there.
No.
Now these two is where I wanna. We've got some talking points here. You said the next Halo game is revealed.
Oh, yeah.
You see, they
yeah.
didn't necessarily announce a game. They said they were moving to Unreal Engine 5 and that they rebranded the studio and that sort of thing. They did not announce a game.
I'll say that doesn't count. Like I
Okay.
think when going into that, like I was expecting like a
Halo 8 or whatever.
Announcement. So yeah, I don't think
Halo Infinite +1.
Exactly.
Lauren, what do you think?
Yeah, I think because you were so specific.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's tough. It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
So nothing there. And then this other one, I didn't know. I was like, do I give him partial points for this? I don't know. Metroid Prime 4 releases this fall, so last fall. No, you didn't get that. And is the last major Switch 1 game. Like, I don't know if it's the last major Switch 1 game. It very much feels like it's going to be, but I think you don't get any points there.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
That game hasn't come out, has it?
Definitely
not.
No. Right.
Definitely has not come out yet. We still don't really know. It's supposed to be this year. Okay.
Yeah.
So Tom, sorry, but you got 0 points. I had you up to 1.5 potentially. You could have won it, but I wanted to ask. I wanted to make sure that what we got. So Lauren Rouse, you're going to kick things off this year with our 2025 gaming predictions. We will each do 5, and then we'll get out of here. So Lauren, we'll go you, and then we'll go Tom, and then we'll go me, because I didn't even have a hope. Like there was nothing even close to potentially getting me points. So Lauren Rouse, what is your first prediction for the 2025 predictions episode here?
Okay. I think I'm going to go with something that helped me out last year. And I'm going to make some Emmy predictions again. So we know that this year, The Last of Us Season 2 is coming, potentially in like April, May area. I think this is the year that The Last of Us wins an Emmy. And let me be clear. The Last of Us has won Emmy. Yes, wins.
Okay.
I think that The Last of Us has already won Emmys before. I think Nick Offerman won for a guest. But these Emmys are like at a separate ceremony. So I'm talking about it's going to win something at the like main ceremony. So either in the acting categories or the writing or the best series categories, which happen on the main show. Because I'm feeling pretty confident that they're going to nail it this season. And so it worked for me last year.
Okay, Lauren Rouse, hitting it hard right from the beginning. I like it. It's funny. I was just talking about this show with our pals over at thedirect.com, and both your names were brought up, and you may have been volunteered to do reviews on the direct.com podcast every once in a while as well during that run later in the year too. So that's exciting. I like it. I think that The Last of Us Season 2 is going to be polarizing, just like The Last of Us Part 2 was, but I do have a feeling that just like The Last of Us Part 2 was, this will be heralded by the people who love it as like one of the greats, one of the like even a step above Last of Us Season 1. Tom, are you excited? You excited for Last of Us Season 2?
Oh yeah, of course. Like I can't wait to get my hands on it, and most importantly, talk about it with you guys when we like do episodes about it. But yeah, I can see it happening. I'm a bit off the pulse in terms of like, prestige TV. The only thing I could see like getting in the way in terms of like acting is maybe like The Bear season 4, if that comes. I'm assuming that comes out next year. So maybe like an
But they'll
acting
be
category get
competing in
rid of
different
that.
categories because The Bear's a comedy,
Oh, is
right?
that comedy? Oh, it is
Yeah.
comedy. Yeah, true. So I don't know. I think he has a good shot. I think that's a good prediction because, I mean, they blew it away in season 1. So now that people have the familiarity, maybe it's time.
I think The White Lotus might be its biggest problem because that's.
I think
Or
that
would you count
competes in
that as a
comedy as
Is that
comedy
well.
comedy?
now? Because
Yeah.
it was limited series for a while there, and then they started doing seasons. So
Hmm.
who knows? But regardless, there's no Game of Thrones this year, so hopefully that won't be a problem.
Yeah.
What about the spin-off? I thought the Night of the Seven Kingdoms or whatever is this year.
I think that'll come out too late
Okay.
Yeah.
to qualify because it has to come out by, I think, end of May. So looking at the next 6 months, it's maybe. Hang on, did the Penguin go? The Penguin might be a problem, but that was a limited series unless they announce season 2. So anyway, you can come around to my awards corner at another time, but I think it's going to be up there. I'm putting my faith
Okay.
behind Pedro.
Yeah, I can see it.
Tom Drew, your turn. Let's see. Put it out there.
Okay, let's keep it on the video game adaptations corner. My prediction is that the Minecraft movie will be good.
What are you okay, what are you defining as good?
I'm gonna say above a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's how low the bar is.
Well, like a 7 out of 10 is pretty good. Like, what do you mean? I'm gonna say it's actually good. That's not bad though. That's good, right?
This is funny because I'm not going to do it now, but I had a similar prediction, which was not that it would be good, but that it would make a lot of money. I thought it was going to
I
make
mean, I
$1
feel
billion.
Yeah, I think that's guaranteed. I think it's gonna make some moolah. But I don't know. After that second trailer, I have a better feeling about it. I think it's gonna surprise people. I think like it's Jared Hess is directing it. He's got pedigree. I think it has potential.
What sort of
I don't know.
pedigree are you like talking about? What has Jared Hess done for people who
Like
don't know?
Napoleon Dynamite, right?
Okay,
Nacho Libre.
sure.
Like he's
Yeah.
done some good comedies. I think at the very least, it'll be like a fun time. Which
It will be a fun time.
Yeah, so I have a bit of faith in it. I think it's going to be good.
Okay. I'm glad that you feel that way, Tom.
Oh, God.
Laura, do you think the movie's going to be good? You think it's going to make a lot of money?
Yeah, I don't think those two things are related. I think it can be bad and make a lot of money.
Fair. Okay. It's funny that you guys have all done video game adaptation predictions because we're going to move right on to mine, and I have a video game adaptation prediction as well. And because you two did it, I was debating what I wanted to do, and I think I'm going to do it here. The Last of Us Season 2 will not be the highest rated video game adaptation of 2025. By the end of the year, The Last of Us Season 2 will not be the highest rated video game adaptation of 2025. Now, you may be thinking, Klein, you just said the Minecraft movie is not going to be good. I'm not talking about the Minecraft movie. I'm not talking about Mortal Kombat. I have a feeling, and I'm just judging this based on Rotten Tomatoes score by the end of the year. I think the Devil May Cry anime that's coming out might be like one of those like Cyberpunk Edge Runners, like sitting at like 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. And maybe Last of Us Season 2 is still going to be incredible. I think it's going to be amazing. It's going to be some just fantastic season of television. But there will be more people reviewing that, which will ultimately, I think, bring the average down a little bit. It will be divisive, which I think will bring the average down. And because there will be fewer people who I think will really like the DMC anime, it will skew the results higher.
This is such a strategic vote because you just know it's going to be review bombed.
You're so cheeky.
I'm just
Maybe
a man
DMC won't release this year.
Yeah, that's my issue. But you know what? There's going to be other video game adaptations. Maybe Mortal Kombat's good.
Yeah.
You know, maybe the Until Dawn movie, Best Picture 2025. We really do not know. I'm just a man making predictions, and that's all you can ask for me. So
it makes sense. Like, because Castlevania, I'm just looking. The second and fourth season both have 100%. So
Yeah.
And that's Adi Shankar as well, who's doing DMC. So
I'm so excited. The footage we got from that looks incredible. Looks absolutely amazing.
yeah, it looks great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lauren Rouse. I was just looking to see what other video game adaptations were coming out, and there's a lot of stuff that isn't dated.
I have an article on that if anyone is interested over on Game Rant.
There we
There you
go.
go.
There we go. Little shameless self-promotion. You gotta love it. Lauren Rouse,
Need the clicks,
your,
man.
your second prediction for 2020.
All right. I don't know if this is bold or not, but I do think it's topical. I'm going to say that GTA 6 is coming out this year and that it'll be Game of the Year at the Game Awards.
Whoa.
So obviously there's a bit of contention around, will it actually make its fall sort of 2020 fall 2025 release date? Some people at Rockstar are saying, yep, it's on track. Other insiders being like, no, it's not going to make it. I'm confident in them. I think it's coming out this year. And I think when it does, it's going to blow everything out of the water. So that's my prediction. Unless another Balatro comes out and just sweeps the rug under them.
That is the future that I want. I want it to happen. I can't wait for GTA 6. I'm so excited. I'm just like, I'm worried, guys. Like I know that they got to take what's the Shigeru Miyamoto, a game that's comes out is bad and a game that's delayed is good or whatever. You know the quote. It's been so long, and I just like this game isn't real until it's in my hands, and so I'm holding my breath.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because I had both of those kind of similar predictions on my list, which I won't. I'm not gonna make those.
You
ones,
could go
but
directly against Lauren Rouse if you wanted to.
I could, but I agree with Lauren. I do think it's going to come out this year. But where I differ is that I don't know if it's going to win Game of the Year, just because I have a sneaking suspicion something else is going to come along and maybe take the top spot. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. But I don't know. I have a good feeling about it. I feel like Rockstar seems confident. I mean, they have been confident in the past with their past releases, and then they get delayed. But I don't know. I think we see it come out this year, and maybe that's just trying to manifest it so I can play it. But I want to see it. I want to see it.
If it comes out this year, it will be 12 years since this team's last game.
That's crazy.
Well, what about Red Dead?
That's not this team. They're two separate, like the two separate studios. Red Dead's a different Rockstar than Rockstar or GTA. Sorry, I can't speak. GTA is the English Rockstar team, I'm pretty sure, and Red Dead is the American Rockstar team.
Yeah. Well, hold on there, because it's actually the Scottish team in Edinburgh.
Oh,
so
sorry.
the Scots would get a bit like, antsy if I let that slide. So just to correct that.
Should you like go over and just see what's happening over there? Just knock on their door to check.
Yeah.
I've tried. I've walked past the Rockstar offices, but it's tough. they got tough security.
Controller Club, Tom Drew here.
Try to get exclusive, please.
Yeah. Okay, Lauren, are you excited? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. You don't strike me as somebody who would be very interested in GTA 6, or like I think you're interested in like a industry curiosity kind of standpoint. But
I think I'm interested. I just haven't played any of the others to know what I'm in for. Like GTA 5 has been, I've owned it for like 3 years and I've never played it just because I know what kind of time commitment it's going to take from me, and I've just never had the time to give it. But I will this year prior to it coming out. So watch this space.
Okay. Tom Drew, your second prediction.
Okay, where do I go? I'm going to go with another big-ish game, I guess. I'm going to say that Ghost of Yotei will not be the only major PS5 game this year. I think Insomniac is going to release a game this year. And I don't know, I'm not going to say which one it is.
Oh, come on.
I can't fly my flag. Come on. I don't going to say, like, I'm just saying they're going to release it. It feels like it's time. Also, I want a point next year. So
it's been 2 years since Spider-Man 2. What do you mean it's time?
Hang on.
It's
so
time.
Let's get specific. So you're saying, because we already know that another big PlayStation game's coming out, like Death Stranding 2. So you're just saying that a game from Insomniac's coming out, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially. I'm
What
saying
are
it's
you
time
considering
because
a game? A like something with its own SKU? Like, what if they put out Spider-Man DLC? That doesn't
no,
count?
that doesn't count. No,
What if it's
I'm
like the
talking.
rumored Venom like
Yeah, I'm saying it's like
expand to
either going to be
standalone
Venom
thing?
or Wolverine, basically.
Okay. Fine.
Because looking at the release patterns of Insomniac, we talked about it so many times. Insomniac is crazy at just like releasing games, and I don't know how they do it. And normally it's been like a 2-year span between games at the most in the past couple of years. So I just have a feeling if I had to plant my flag and say one to pick one game, I'd probably say Venom and be like, okay, Venom's coming out this year. But guys, I want the point. I want the point so bad.
All right.
So I'm gonna say it. Insomniac's releasing a game.
It's been 4 years since that Wolverine trailer.
That's crazy. Like, that's so insane.
Yeah.
Has it
So,
really?
2021.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They announced it the same time they announced Spider-Man 2.
Wow.
Which is kind
Time
of
is a
insane.
flat circle.
I know. And we've heard nothing. We've heard literally nothing about it since then. There was those leaks like shortly after the first trailer. In that I was working at the Direct, so it was very early on at that point. So yeah, it's been a long time. I don't know if we see the game released. I bet we hear about what's next for Insomniac. Like, we see whatever it is, whether it's Venom, whether it's Spider-Man 3, whether it's Wolverine reintroduced. Like, I bet we see, if it is Wolverine, we're getting gameplay, and it's probably, I think it might be a 2026 game. Because right now, PlayStation's calendar, we have Death Stranding 2, we have Ghost of Yotei. I was going to maybe perhaps predict that Ghost of Yotei is a first half of 2025 game, but I don't think now that this
Is
is
that
on
your
the board.
prediction? Don't steal other people's predictions.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I take it back. Delete it from the record. Okay. Lauren, do you think Insomniac will release something?
Come back to me because I have a prediction.
Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna do guys. I don't learn anything. I continue year after year. I read the numbers. I think I've gotten 0 points on every predictions episode we've ever done. And I don't ever internalize any of that and make less bold predictions. But you know what? There is evidence pointing to this. There's been stuff happening. There's been people tweeting. There's been documentaries released where they're talking about it. I'm not specifically saying the game that people think I'm going to say. I'm just going to say Valve will announce a new Half-Life game in 2025. It doesn't, not necessarily Half-Life 3, a new Half-Life game. That's not a remaster. That's not a remake. A new Half-Life game. Maybe it's Alex 2. I don't know. But there's been so much. The guy from I think he plays the character G-Man in the original games, tweeted for the first time in like 6 years the other day, talking about like hashtag Half-Life with this like cryptic photo that is people figured out is like a part of an image from one of the older Half-Life games that was like from like the cliffhanger ending of Half-Life 2. They were talking about Half-Life 3 and their like plans for it at one point in this new documentary that came out recently. Like, there's just, where there were no whispers for a very long time, just a lot of people on the internet being like, Half-Life 3, it's our unicorn. There's now all of a sudden like conversation around this game, but I don't think I just can't have myself write down in the doc that we have Half-Life 3 is coming out 2025. I'm just, Valve will announce a new Half-Life game. That's where I'm going.
I mean, it could be Half-Life 3, but it's just not called Half-Life 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's possible. I could see this happening. I mean, like, I haven't played Half-Life Alyx, but I've heard that there's like a cliffhanger that kind of teases potential Half-Life 3 stuff. So they have to be working on something. They were working on Alyx for the longest time. So I'm with you. I think there could be something cooking, even if it is like Alyx 2. I think that would still be really exciting for like Half-Life fans. So I want this for those fans, because I haven't played the games, but I've seen a lot of videos and then they look like goofy fun, and I'd like to see.
They were free over the holidays, and I like on Steam to own, so I just like bought them. So now I have them. I don't know if or when I will play them, but I would like to at least like try Half-Life 2, because I think that that's the one people are like, this is this is incredible. This is one of the best shooters of all time. Yeah. Okay.
I feel like we've had too many years on this podcast making these. Something's going to come out this year. I'm too jaded.
It's Lauren. You got to have some fun, okay? I don't care if at the end, I don't care if in 2026 I sit there on my holiday break and I have to highlight all my answers in red. You got to live a little bit. Come on. This is the year I
Well,
want
you've
to see
recently
happen.
experienced it, so I understand.
Oh.
Okay. Lauren, your third prediction.
Okay, well, I am going to go directly against Tom just because I think it'll be funny. And this was literally the third thing on my list, so I was going to say it anyway. I think Marvel's Wolverine is getting a trailer this year and a release date, but it's not this year.
Okay. I like it. One of you, actually, I guess both of you could not get points. Insomniac doesn't
come out
release
in
anything.
2027.
No, yeah, it's
Yeah.
possible. Yeah, it's possible.
Or they just don't talk about Wolf. They just Insomniac
Yeah, true.
another year is
Yeah.
completely silent.
They just, yeah. I mean, that would be sad. I hope that's not true. Like, I want to know about this game so badly.
Something you have to think about is Marvel Games, which is the big umbrella all of these games fall under, has a big game coming out this year, a big single player action adventure in the Captain America Black Panther game. Whether that comes out,
if it makes it.
You're right.
Yeah. But it's
Yeah,
set
I
for this year,
think-
though, right? So, let's see.
Like many other things.
Yeah.
I'm a bit with Klein. If I don't see, unless it's on my console, I don't believe it's coming out. But I just think Spider-Man 2 was just so recent. And I agree with you, Tom. They are like a wizard studio. They turn things out like no one else. But I just don't think 2025 is the year. But if it is, I'll be happy about it.
What's the number one thing we all want from Wolverine? Lauren, you made the prediction. What do you like? What's the number one thing you want from this game?
I just think some really cool gameplay. I want to know how Wolverine feels to play because Spider-Man feels amazing to play. And I want to see if they can translate that to a character who doesn't really have these like larger than life sort of abilities like Spider-Man does, who's more just like a close combat fighter. So I want to see what they do with that.
Tom?
Mine is way more specific. I want to see Cyclops in this game. I've been the biggest Cyclops fan for the longest time, and then X-Men 97 comes out, and everyone's like, oh my god, he's my favorite white boy. I've been saying this for years. And we need the representation back. We need Cyclops and Wolverine. So if he's not, I'm going to be kind of upset. I'm not going to lie, but no, I'll still play it. But
Troy Baker as Cyclops. Is that what you want? Is that with some long flowing hair?
That would be cool.
That'd be beautiful.
That'd be very cool.
Okay,
Tom, your third prediction.
Okay, where do I go with this now? Let's talk about the Switch 2.
Yeah, let's break the seal.
This might be a crazy prediction. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm talking about the launch things. Yeah, maybe. But I might be shooting myself in the foot because I guess I have to get all of this right. But I'm gonna say the Switch 2 will launch with the new Pokemon game, Pokemon Legends ZA, Metroid Prime 4, and it'll be like.
Wait, are you specifically saying Pokemon ZA is coming, not just a new Pokemon game?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Let's lock it in. Let's lock it in. It's going to be that one. I could be proven wrong in like a few months. Yeah, Pokemon ZA, Metroid Prime 4, and it's going to be a cross-gen title. You were sort of saying like it's going to be the last Switch game, quote unquote. Hades 2. I'm stealing that prediction from Lauren, who predicted that. Was hoping for that last year. And the last caveat or part of this is that I think Mario won't launch with it, but Mario will release in like that October, November time, like Mario Odyssey did. So that's my Switch 2 prediction.
Are you saying just it'll come out? Do you want to put a specific, like it's Mario's coming out in the fall, or it will have released by the end of the year, just not at launch?
I'll say fall, like October, November.
Okay, sure. The partial points Tom Drew can get from this is going to be nuts. Like,
that's what I'm counting on.
And are you saying just a Mario game, not 3D Mario, not 2D Mario, a new Mario game?
I'm expecting it to be a 3D Mario, but I guess it's just any Mario.
You will not get points if it's Mario Kart.
Okay,
Oh.
that's fine. That's okay. We'll do it.
Like,
Yeah, I'll take that.
or are you just saying a Mario umbrella game?
I think
A
just
Mario
like a
platformer will come out in the fall?
yeah,
The
like it won't
prediction's
be a
already
2D
so
one.
specific.
Yeah,
May as well just take the umbrella.
just a Mario game. It could be Luigi's
What if
Mansion.
So we have to
3D
get
Mario
all
game
of these
comes out?
right to get a point?
I think
We'll
you could
see.
get some partial points here.
We
Okay,
can debate it in 2026.
sure.
Yeah. Tom Drew, you're insane. You're crazy. If this
Think you're crazy.
console so at launch comes out with a new Pokemon game, just buy the Nintendo stock now. I'm not a financial advisor, but like the Pokemon games sell like crazy. Hades 2 at launch. You're crazy, but I love it. I love you so much, Tom. That's fantastic.
I don't know. Maybe I've seen into the future, and then this gets
Mhm.
announced, and we'll be blown away because
It is a lot of stuff, but it's nothing that I'm like that couldn't happen.
yeah, I think
Lauren
my
seems to think
thinking-
otherwose.
Oh
No,
my
I'm
God,
just
no.
frustrated. I'm frustrated because he stole my prediction. Literally was next on my list was about Pokemon being a Switch title. So I do 100%
sorry.
agree on that. I think it's in my mind it's like the most obvious thing for it to launch with. But
Yeah.
Hades, I think you're mad. You're mad.
Okay.
They've got to release
the
the
way
full game at
I-
some point.
But when is
That's
the
what I'm
Switch coming
thinking.
out? Has anyone got a
think-
prediction on when the Switch is coming out?
This isn't part of it. But I think like summer, like May, June, somewhere around that time.
I'm maintaining March.
You think
Okay.
it's coming out in March?
Yep.
Okay.
That is
That's
so-
way too early for Hades.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't think, well, maybe I had a prediction on this, but I don't think I'm going to like shoot myself twice this year with Hades. I think because they've only been talking about having a new update this year, let alone releasing the full game.
They just did a
So-
massive update on it in like December.
But like the version 2, version 3, they're still talking
Yeah.
about making those. So I think releasing the final version won't come until
Yeah.
maybe later in the year. But I would love it if it was earlier.
Yeah.
What was the other one that you said? Mario?
Metroid Prime 4.
Metroid Prime, which
That
I think
makes
is a
sense.
lock. That's a lock.
Yeah.
Cross-gen, that makes sense. It was announced for Switch 1. I think it's gonna be Breath of the Wildified.
Hmm.
And the 3D Mario, I still think that we're getting a 3D Mario on launch day. I'm actually
Really?
less certain about
Wow.
Pokemon.
The reason I say Pokemon is because we know it's coming out. It's got to come out in the first half of the year. I
A
don't see
Nintendo
it
console
coming
has
out.
never launched with a Pokemon game.
That's true, but my reasoning is that like Metroid Prime 4, although it's gone bigger with like the Switch, I don't think Metroid Prime or Metroid as a franchise is enough. Like it's not a system seller, so you need a system
But a
seller
3D
like
Mario might
or
be.
Pokemon. Yeah, so that I feel like that could happen, but I'm
It's just
like
that we
you said,
haven't
I'm
heard
insane,
anything
so-
about one.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been almost 8 years since their last
oh
game.
my god,
That team.
yeah. I guess like
Okay.
Nintendo also likes to just they announce
true.
something and it comes out.
They
in 3
march by the
months,
beat
so-
of their own drum. Like I'm writing stuff on the Direct about the Switch 2 right now, and like a lot of the stuff I'm writing, it's like this is what the industry says could happen based on past trends, but it's Nintendo, and so we really have no
Yeah.
idea.
That's the thing. That's why I'm going crazy with it. I'm like, this
Yeah.
maybe.
I have a Switch launch prediction that I would like to make. I think the Nintendo Switch, I made a prediction almost exactly like this one last year. I think the Nintendo Switch will launch with what I'm calling Elden Ring Game of the Year Edition. It'll be Elden Ring and the DLC together.
Damn. That would be cool. That would be really cool. Especially because, like, I don't think it was a launch title, but Dark Souls Remastered, it came out on Switch pretty soon after it came out. So they've got the relationship there with FromSoft. So, yeah, I could see that happening.
They do. And I think that they're like, I've said this on the show before, but what better way to showcase what this new piece of technology coming off the Switch 1, which is like literally gasping for its last breath every time I play it. What better way to show off the technical prowess of it than like, hey, you know that game that you played on, I know that game was playable on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, but like for a lot of people, it is a PS5 game. It is an Xbox Series game. you can, as Nintendo, be like, look, like, you can now take your Elden Ring adventure anywhere you want to go. You want it on the bus playing Elden Ring. Like, I think that is going to be one of the big, like, third party gets that they have. There's also been rumors of like other big third party RPGs coming to the Switch within the first few months. So I think that Elden Ring, bundle it all together, have the Shadow of the Erdtree stuff right in there. I don't know if it'll be called Game of the Year edition, but you know what I mean when I say that. And I'll buy it. Like, being able to play Elden Ring portably, I think one of the reasons I fell off Elden Ring was because I like couldn't, like, just the TV is like taken up, I don't know, being used for other things. And so, like, if I really want to bash my head against a boss instead of like making progress more easily in other games, I wasn't as motivated to do it because the TV could be used for other things. But with the Switch, we're watching Parks and Rec. Sure, I'll fight Radon or whatever 83 times before I finally beat him. Yeah, that's my prediction.
Could happen. I feel like that's more likely than some of the things that Tom said.
Okay.
That'd be a pretty good launch lineup if you had
that would be
Pokemon,
good.
Metroid, Hades 2, and Elden Ring.
Yeah,
looks pretty good.
It would be pretty sick.
Out of curiosity, because I wasn't on the Switch train when it first came out, what were their launch titles back then?
It was
Breath of the Wild
was the main one. Yeah. They had 1-2 Switch, which is like Wii Sports kind of.
Okay.
They had a very like weird
Kart?
launch cadence, because they had Breath of the Wild and 1-2 Switch at launch, and then almost immediately, but not at launch, within like a month, Mario Kart was there, and then there was something else that came like very shortly after that too. Snipper Clips, I remember, being the game that everyone played when they'd finished Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, that was one. It was like a small game. They had Super Bomberman R. They had Just Dance 2017, Shovel Knight. I Am Setsuna's Skylanders was the launch title.
That's apparently how long the Switch 1 came out. Skylanders was still relevant.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. But yeah, nothing like, I mean, Breath of the Wild is the big one. The other ones are kind of nebulous, I guess. So I don't know if they'll do the same thing again or not. In terms of just one big launch title and then like a couple different small ones, but I guess we'll see.
Okay, Lauren, you're fourth. Your penultimate prediction.
Well, Tom took mine, so I'm now scrambling for what to replace it with. And I think I'm going to say... All right. I'm going to say that in 2025, Helldivers 2 is going to introduce a fourth faction. So they just released the third faction, which was the Illuminate, and I think by the end of 2025 we'll have a fourth one. I have a bonus prediction. Can I add it as like, and if I get it right, I get like half a point or something?
Sure.
Okay.
I think they're going to do a crossover with Alien or Predator.
Ooh.
Yeah, because we got a new Predator movie this year. Alien Romulus is on a high. Also, putting xenomorphs in the game makes so much sense once they've now got this Illuminate faction. And we did just see them cross over with Killzone, just for cosmetics, but that's a crossover. So I think they're going to do more of that. And I think Alien or Predator could be it. But the main thing is to be a fourth faction.
Yeah, I've written down in the doc bonus. I had a dream the other day. I dream about us podcasting all the time. It's just how married to the game I am. Had a dream the other night that we were watching some sort of showcase, and they did this. They announced a fourth faction, and it was the apes from Ape Escape.
Oh my god. That's what I would say.
And they were like PS1, like low poly apes too, and they were just all super tiny, but they're like mobs of them running at you.
That would be too good.
Arrowhead Games, if you're already in the Sony family, like there's a free idea.
I love it. I hope that's what happens instead.
What do you think? Do you think this is a pretty good prediction?
I think so. I think this has a good shot of happening. My question for Lauren is, do you think we're just going to get a fourth faction next year, or do you think we're going to get a fourth and fifth faction? Like fourth faction maybe the first half of the year and a fifth? Or do you think it's just going to be that one new faction?
I think it's just going to be the one. Considering how long it took to get the Illuminate in there, I'm just thinking it might be one per year from now.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, in terms of the Alien and Predator, like, oof, that would be so sick. I'm trying to think of like other sci-fi aliens that I think would even compare to that, like the Star
It'll be the
Wars
best
thing.
crossover.
But it would just be so cool. Yeah, I mean, look, Alien and Predator in Fortnite, so just chuck those models into Helldivers and make it happen.
It'd be cool if there was like if they did Predator, if it wasn't like the other factions where there's mobs of them coming at you. Like, what if there was like 3 that were just like hunting you throughout your entire
Yeah, like a
mission?
new sort of
That'd be
game mode.
so freaky.
That'd be sick. Like, yeah, like Predators, like the movie.
Because I mean, you could release a new Predator game. I think they had something. It was like Predator Hunting Grounds or something once upon a time. But rather than do that, why not just add yourself to an existing game and take their audience as well? So I don't know. Big brain thinking.
Tom, what's your 4th prediction?
I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I'm gonna go with a prediction that I made last year because I do think it's gonna happen this year. But we'll see. I think we're gonna get a full reveal for the next Halo game during Summer Games
Oh my
Fest.
god!
During Summer Games Fest.
During that like time, not necessarily at Jeff's show, but like during that summer period, I think we're going to see the next Halo game. And the stipulation is that it's going to be like a official announcement with a trailer. A logo counts. A logo does count, I'm going to say. I don't know. I just want this for the Halo fans, man. I feel like Infinite was good, I think, from all accounts, but the support for that game has kind of fallen off from what I can tell. And I think it would just be nice. I feel like Xbox has some good games coming out like this year, or that they say are coming out. Like South of Midnight looks really cool. Others, I can't think of any others at the moment, but it would just be nice to, Halo is Xbox, so it'd be nice to see that franchise just flourish a bit, So yeah, I'm making that one again.
Okay. I mean, they did that. Here's the new vision. It's very early, but we're moving ahead with multiple projects, they said.
Yeah.
I think we could get it. It's funny, Xbox for so long has been trying to find like its next Halo, I guess. Like if for forever it's been Halo and Gears and Forza, those are the Xbox franchises. And as much as they've tried to break out of that, it ultimately has come back to like, man, the next Halo has to save Xbox, or they're like things are gonna fall apart. And I think we're getting to that point again. Although what Xbox actually means at this point is really up in the air.
Yeah. I wonder if they wouldn't do this, but like, yeah, and the next Halo game is going to be cross-platform.
No, Tom.
Tom.
You're that adorable little mouth of yours. Okay, you watch out.
What is happening?
I've got a prediction to make, Lauren. So, do you have any Halo thoughts, or can we get into it?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
So, in 2024, one of the big moves, Xbox bringing exclusive Xbox games to PlayStation. We saw smaller titles, smaller, quote unquote. Sea of Thieves came, Grounded, I think, came, Hi-Fi Rush for sure came, and there's been rumors of other things. We know Indie is coming; that's going to be a major one, but we still have yet to see one of those 3 names I just said, a Forza, a Gears, or a Halo, come to PlayStation. I don't think it's going to happen in 2025. It could. I think a Halo and or a Gears game will be announced to come to PlayStation this year. It might end up happening this year. Like it might end up being released this year. It might be in 2026, but like they will announce that a Halo or Gears game is coming to PlayStation. It will be released on PlayStation.
Okay, and it doesn't have to be a new game.
Doesn't have to be a new game. No, I think that it probably would end up being like the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah.
Because and at that point, the industry will freak the fuck out. Like that's not a part of my prediction, but everyone will be like, "It's over. What's even the point anymore?" But they were like that before with Hi-Fi Rush. Just wait until it's Halo.
Oh, yeah. I could see this happening. I mean, there was so much talk of like the Master Chief Collection coming to Switch. Like I think it was last year. They were like, everyone's like, "It's coming, guys." And I think personally, like I would love it because I want to play those games and have access to them. But yeah, people would be mad. People would be really
I know.
upset. But I don't know. Microsoft playing a different game.
We just
Mm.
had quotes from them saying that like exclusives no longer exist. Everything is on the table.
Well, I see it going one of two ways, and it's either that it's definitely going to happen, and then that ends, yeah, like you say, exclusivity is done, or they're like, no way, in a million years, we're never giving up Halo because that's our thing. So I think they're either going to be really staunch about no Halo ever, or it's going to be like, yes, you may have all the Halo.
I have a feeling with this, it's going to be the Gears remastered, or like the first 3 years of War games, or it'd be funny to see Xbox 360 games emulated on the PS5 before PS3 games started being emulated on the PS5, or like the Master Chief Collection. And I think that'll be the move. They're like, okay, not everything is coming to PlayStation, but everything will eventually come to PlayStation. So if you want to play Halo Infinite +1 or whatever the next Halo game is called, day one, you can only do it on Xbox and PC. But a couple years later, it will eventually come to PlayStation.
Yeah. I think that's the only way they do it, right? Like keep the newest games like
Xbox is
exclusive
going
to
to
Xbox.
continue to be a hardware company, whether that means consoles or whatever.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what Phil decides.
Is
I
that
feel
a
like he
bold
might
prediction?
crack.
I'll ask the two of you. Do you think that that's crazy?
I think it has a chance of happening, but I think the ramifications could be crazy.
Yeah. I think I do see a possibility of that happening for sure. I mean, like I think that's what we were all thinking when Hi-Fi Rush and Pentiment and stuff came over. So yeah, it could happen.
Okay.
Yep.
Lauren Rouse, your fifth and final prediction.
I have so many. Are we doing honorable mentions?
We can do honorable mentions.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can
do
clear
all.
the chamber after.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm not going to re-predict something that I've predicted before. I'm gonna go something different. I think that this year, it will be announced that Ashley Johnson has a role in Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. Troy's already said he's in it. I don't know how big of a role it is, but I think she's going to be in it. And if they announce some kind of more cast for it, maybe she'll let it slip at some point. That seems to happen sometimes. But I think she's in the game somewhere, somehow. And then that may be revealed this year.
Yeah, that's that. I bet she is in it in some fashion. I bet Nolan North is in it in some fashion. These people are just part of the Naughty Dog family at this point, and it gets bigger and bigger by the game. But I've got a good feeling Ashley Johnson will be in it in some capacity.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'd just love to see like her do something completely like different from Ellie. I don't know what that looks like, but like just
Villain.
a completely different. Yeah, why not?
Well, I mean, she was kind of the villain in Last of Us Part 2, but aren't we? The villain's really all of us.
Yeah, that's the point of the game, right? Like, everyone's the villain, the hero. But yeah, whatever.
Humanity's kind of the villain.
Yeah, but I think of villainous role like where she goes kind of. I think she goes crazy. Yeah, but like we're saying, she goes kind of crazy.
I don't want to see her play a David-like character, but I want to see like what they did with Nolan North in The Last of Us Part 1, like with her following her work as Ellie.
I'm not saying what she's playing. I'm just saying she's in it.
Well, this doesn't be part of the prediction, but what do you want to see from Ashley Johnson in a game like this?
I think I want to see her work with Troy again. So if they're in it together somehow, I'd be interested. Maybe that we really know so little about it. I mean, it seems that she's not part of like the core group that Jordan's hunting. Yeah, but and that's the thing. It's like they're already introducing so many new people that it makes you wonder where they're like, is this the cycling of the old ones out or stuff like that? But I think like it's Ashley. Like she and Neil are mates. I think they're going to be in it again. But yeah, definitely something that's not Ellie. Because I mean, fans would love to see her play Ellie again, but I think there is a time and a place for that, and it's not in this game. So yeah, something different sounds good to me.
Maybe they could like Troy and Ashley could play like we've seen this like robot boss fight, whatever. Maybe they're some bosses that you fight against in the game, and like they team up, and I don't know, that could be kind of cool. A different kind of
what if they were like
relationship?
The AI like devil and angel on the main character's shoulder throughout the game. Troy and Ashley.
That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the Joker in Arkham Knight. That'd be cool. Yeah, following around.
Okay, Tom, your last one. Make it a good one.
I feel like all of my predictions have been crazy, and I just this one's.
I'm looking at your predictions, Tom. I think the craziest one is the Minecraft movie.
Come on, man. Please. We'll see. I don't know. But this might be the craziest of them yet. I don't know. You guys will have to judge. You would think this prediction would come from Klein of all people, but I don't know. I think this would be fun. I think we're gonna get a remake of one of the Sonic Adventure games.
Okay.
Sonic has been, I don't know. Sonic Team does what it wants. Apparently, they never seem to give people, the Sonic fans, what they want. People have been wanting Sonic Adventure 3 for years. I don't think we're going to get that, but I do see a possibility of them going back to Sonic Adventure and remaking it and releasing that. Those games are just so beloved, and like, I guess we've seen with like Sonic and Shadow Generations, they're willing to go back to certain games now. So I don't know. I think it'd be really cool if they did that. But yeah, I don't know. Klein, resident Sonic fan, what do you think?
I also think it'd be really cool. I was looking on the Sonic subreddit, as I do, and I saw very recently, like in the last couple of days, somebody uncovered a 4chan post, but it was from like 2017 or 2018, and it had just a thread of years, and it had what the Sonic team was like planning on, like what they were going to do for each of the years in the future, and like not all of them have come true, but more than, I think it was like 80 or 90% of them have happened in the exact year, in the exact order that they had written down. And in 2025, 2026, and 2027, they had a new 3D Sonic game for this year, a Sonic Adventure remake for 2026, and a Sonic Adventure 3 in 2027.
So maybe I'm a year early, but I don't know.
Well, you're just saying, are you saying it's coming out, or are you saying it gets announced?
What did I write down here? I just wrote Sonic Adventure remake, so I didn't really specify. Let's say revealed. It'll get revealed.
Revealed? I think that could happen. I would love that.
As soon as you guys start talking Sonic games, I just believe whatever you say because I have zero history. So yeah.
Lauren will play a Sonic game. That's my prediction. No, it's not.
Oh, you'll
my
easily
last
lose a point for that.
Yeah. Remember when we predicted that Tom would get a PS5 in the first year we did this?
Yeah, and it came true.
Stuff. And it came true.
He also predicted that you would get an Xbox.
Yeah, I don't have one. Xbox, want to get at me? We can change that today. I have a big list, and I'm like, I have the whole board. Anything I could do. I have a good Hollow Knight one. I think I'll save. I don't feel confident enough in that. You know what? This might be bold. This might be crazy, but I've done that before. I don't think it's going to come out this year, but you know what 2026 is, Tom, Lauren? It's the 40th anniversary of the Legend of Zelda franchise. I think that for the Switch 2 this year, they will announce a full-on Ocarina of Time remake to come out next year in honor of the 40th anniversary of the Legend of Zelda.
Okay.
This isn't part of the prediction, but I do also think that Twilight Princess HD and Wind Waker HD will come to Switch and Switch 2 in 2025. I know we've been thinking that for a long time, but I feel like that will be their Zelda. Those will be their Zelda games for this year. And when they announce this Ocarina remake, like at the end of it, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, and also in 2, like right now, Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess are available on your Switch." I think a Ocarina of Time remake has been a long time coming. This is their like Final Fantasy VII remake. This is the thing that people have been wanting for so long. We did get one on 3DS, but if you do the math, we are now further away from the 3DS remake than the 3DS remake was away from the original Ocarina of Time, which is kind of insane. But yeah, so
Are you picturing this as like not a remaster, like a full top to bottom remake,
A
like different
full
gameplay?
top to bottom remake.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, they do like to go back to their previous Zelda games, especially the 3D ones, and kind of tamper with them. So, yeah, I could see this happening, especially for the 40th anniversary, because I don't really know what else they would do to celebrate it. Like,
Release
we
a
just
movie.
got a 2D. Like, they're not going to release the movie.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe at the
True.
end of the
Could
2026. I
happen.
don't know. Yeah. But yeah, like they had the 2D Zelda as Echoes of Wisdom last year. They probably won't release something this year, so they got to have something in the works for next year. So
I think
that's
this year's the
feasible.
HD, like the 2 games everyone's been
Sure.
wanting forever.
Yeah.
But
hmm
I think Lauren will get excited about the Ocarina of Time remake. There's another one. Especially, spoiler alert, we're playing Okami early this year. Lauren's gonna play Okami and be like, I think I wanna like play more of these.
Never make predictions about me.
I'm not
Because
going
I'll
to.
prove you wrong out of spite.
Yeah, I'm not going to. So yeah, Ocarina of Time. Am I crazy, Lauren?
No. Again, when you talk about Zelda games similar to Sonic, I have zero history, so I'm like, sure.
Okay.
I trust that you've done the math.
I literally was looking as we were going. I was like, wait, I was going to predict the Ocarina of Time remake, but is there an anniversary coming up? It's next year. There. Boom. Easy.
Mm.
Done. 40 years in the franchise. I don't know what
Well,
else they would do.
to ask would be, did they do anything for the 30th anniversary?
Let's see.
Wasn't that Skyward Sword? I think that was
2016.
Skyward Sword.
The 30th anniversary. Yep, the release of Skyward Sword on the virtual console. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay.
On the Wii U,
Ooh.
as well as a new line of The Legend of Zelda themed amiibos, and 3 new books and a series of concerts in Japan. So to answer your question, no, nothing of significance.
Oh. When did Skyward Sword come out?
Maybe
I
40's the
swear-
one.
Yeah, so 25th anniversary was
Okay.
Skyward Sword. So it's
And they have
possible.
done these
It is
like they
possible.
do honor. I mean, I forget what anniversary it was, but for one of the Mario anniversaries, it was the year of Luigi, and they released a bunch of
Yeah.
Luigi themed games. They
True.
did a Mario one a few years ago with those 3D Mario All Star game that doesn't exist
Mhm.
anymore. That I'm happy I own. Yeah, I think it'll be a remake though, and it will be like probably like the biggest Nintendo remake has ever done. They haven't really done a like big full scale HD remakes like this before. I guess the closest would be Link's Awakening on the Switch, which took the Game Boy game and
Yeah.
made it like that beautiful tilt shift art and stuff. But yeah, there it is, Ocarina of Time. Our 5 predictions are on the board. Do you want to do any honorable mentions? Anything?
I was nearly going to make 3 predictions that I've made before. I'm pretty sure. But decided I don't want to be burned again. So I think that Far Cry 7's coming out. I think, being announced. I think Bioshock 4 is being announced. I think a new Spyro game's being announced. And then I also had a curveball, which was my curveball random one, which I just don't have enough confidence in. But it's like, maybe Phasmophobia will get a movie or series adaptation. That was just really out there. And
I
was
don't
like,
think that's crazy. I think
that could happen. Yeah.
I just don't know if it'll be like
got-
this year.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, we're getting Skibbity Toilet, so Phasmophobia. Well, it can happen, man. It can happen.
Tom, do you have anything?
The only one of note that is also crazy, so I didn't say it, was similar into the vein that we're getting like that Last Ronin game, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one. I was thinking like, what other Paramount properties could they do? And this is just because I was like really high on Transformers 1, but I'm like, what if they announced a AAA Transformers game? Like a really
heard
cool...
about one of those. Was it the Game Awards 2 years ago? There was like a Transformers game announced. Yeah,
that's cool.
I remember it looking cool. That would be fun. I remember like the War for Cybertron games on like the PS3. Those games were good.
Oh yeah. Something. We're just starving for Transformers games. So yeah, let's bring it back.
I had a couple written down because I just started writing and I was like, these are all crazy. Xbox unveils new hardware. It's a handheld because we've heard rumors about
I thought
that.
about that. Yeah.
I said Hollow Knight Silksong wins Game of the Year, and the DLC Discourse from last year is just 10 times worse.
But it's not. But it's not.
not
Is
a
that
DLC.
are those two separate?
I thought it was
Like,
technically DLC still.
Silk Knight's a
I don't think it
DLC.
is.
Silksong,
I think
yeah.
Silk Song, sorry.
I think it's a separate game.
Surely not. They've been working on it for a million years.
It was
Yeah,
announced
it's
as
not.
DLC.
I don't think it is
Really
anymore.
Okay. I did want to go directly against Lauren Rose's prediction and say GTA 6 would miss 2025. Just don't know. I don't know.
It's a 50-50
And then-
shot.
What does it say, Tom?
The one thing I'll say, you were right, Klein. It was originally conceived as DLC. Silksong was, but in 2019 they announced it was going to be like a standalone game.
Okay.
So
I said PlayStation would buy one of Square Enix, Capcom, or Ubisoft.
oof.
Also, I had Ubisoft is sold because they're financially right now not doing very well. What else? I was debating between this and the Ocarina of Time one at the very end. A new Mario Kart game is announced, and it's a Smash Bros. Style crossover karting game instead of just Mario.
That's cool.
That would be great.
That's cool.
Yeah, I hope that happens.
That makes sense.
I think I'm pretty confident that that is what the next Mario Kart game is. Okay. Do you want to run through our predictions? And then that's it, 2025. Lauren Rouse, you went first. What are your 5 predictions?
All right, I have predicted that The Last of Us Season 2 will win an Emmy at the main ceremony. GTA 6 will come out and be Game of the Year at the Game Awards. Marvel's Wolverine will get a trailer, and I didn't say it was coming out in 2026. I just said that it would get a release date that's not this year.
Oh, okay. Okay,
But yeah,
I'll change that.
absolutely. In this year, Helldivers 2 will release a 4th faction, and I get a bonus point if it's a crossover with Alien or Predator. And Ashley Johnson will be announced as having a role in Intergalactic.
Okay, Tom, what about you? What were your 5?
Yeah, my predictions were the Minecraft movie will be good. Insomniac Games will release a game this year, either Venom or Wolverine. The Switch 2 will launch with Pokemon Legends ZA, Metroid Prime 4, Hades 2, and then a Mario, I guess a 3D Mario game will release in November. We will get a full reveal for the next Halo game during Summer Games Fest time, and we will get a Sonic Adventure remake revealed at some point this year.
And my 5 were The Last of Us Season 2 will not be the highest rated gaming adaptation of 2025. Valve will announce a new Half-Life game. The Switch 2 will launch with Elden Ring Game of the Year edition. A Halo and or a Gears game will be announced to be coming to PlayStation 5. And a full-scale Ocarina of Time remake will be announced and set for release in 2026 to coincide with the franchise's 40th anniversary. How are we feeling? I'm excited. 2025 is going to be a great year of gaming.
Yeah, I think so. Especially if all of these come true.
If everything
Yeah.
here
Well, I guess some
happens,
of them
it's going to be a banner year. That's our 2025 gaming predictions. Now, before we get out of here, let's get into what we've been playing. It's been a little bit. We've been playing some games. We are moving this part of the show till later in the show from now on. We're trying it out, seeing how it works. It's been a couple weeks since we've talked about what we've been playing. What did we get up to over the break, guys? Any fun games? Anything at all? Tom, you're at home. So you've got the PS4. You're playing games. What do you got going on?
Yeah, so I've mostly been playing one game, and that game I mentioned earlier was The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. I finished it. I played way more of it than I thought I was going to. I was originally just going to like mainline the story, but I was like, this is just really fun to explore around. Like we kind of talked about before, the thing with the game is that you can copy anything, or not anything, but a lot of different items, including like beds and stuff. So you can just stack beds and climb on top of like trees and stuff. So traversal just gets like insane. So I really loved it. I thought it was fantastic. It really makes me want to play like other 2D Zelda games. So give it a shot if you haven't played it. The other game that I played is actually a bit of a throwback to an episode we did. Must have been over a year ago now, but we did an episode where we went back to our respective countries of origin and looked at some games and were like, hey, this is what our countries are working on, basically. So I talked about a game called Hoa, which translates to flower in Vietnamese, but it's from a team based in Vietnam. But back then I didn't actually play the game, but now I actually have. And it's delightful. It's like a 2 hour. I would describe it as it's like a puzzle platformer. The best way I can describe it is like Limbo or Inside, those games. If it was a game made for like a family friendly version of that, it basically you're just going around as this little flower child thing, and interacting with different creatures and the environment and stuff, in this beautiful like art style and really gorgeous music. And like I said, it's only like two hours max. But I thought it was delightful. I thought it was really fun. So I'd recommend if you're into that sort of thing, just like a very chill vibe, like a puzzle platformer, check it out. It's pretty good.
Excellent. Lauren, you were here. So we played some games here, but what
Oh,
else have you
yeah.
been playing since we talked?
We should talk about that. We played this great game called Survey Scramble.
Jackbox Survey Scramble. Tom, the new party game hit. It's here. It's ready.
Yeah, it's great. It's
Okay,
kind of like a
well,
Family
I've not heard of
Feud.
it. Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, like Family Feud, but Jackbox. So we got to submit, when you're not playing, you can submit answers like, what is a type of liquid? And then you can put your answer, and then later on you have to guess, and you have to guess where it might be on the list, like how high or low it is. So it was really tough. Some of them were very difficult.
And the list is
Um,
made up of answers of everyone else who plays the game, like everyone who owns the game. So like the survey has like 500 answers on it. So you're trying to guess like what is the most popular, what was one the fictional character you had a crush on, and you're
yeah,
trying to guess like,
Oh,
and then
wow.
it's like, okay, now try and guess the lowest possible one you can, and it's really fun. It's really like you get in the head of like people. You're like, what is? I might think this way, but like, what do the masses think?
yeah.
Yeah.
So that was really good. Yeah, we enjoyed that. But in my own time, finally finished Astrobot, which I hadn't quite done at the end of last year. So we can, I guess, fully talk spoilers, but if anybody is listening or watching and hasn't played it, don't listen. But loved the Horizon level, where I got to
Yeah.
use Focus Unlimited all the time. That was great. And then the ending, the like final boss battle, so cool. I did wonder how they were going to sort of cap off all these great levels that they put together, and it was just so fun. It was hard. I died a lot, and had to restart heaps of times, but very fun. So yeah, love Astrobot. It's great.
Favorite level in the entire game outside of the PlayStation levels? Like, did you have? There's so many. The day night. They do a bunch of creative little things.
I think the sponge.
The
The
sponge,
sponge
my
is
yeah.
so
favorite.
good. It
I
just
love
sticks
the
in my
sponge level.
mind. But there's so many. I almost just want to go play it again, but I think I'll give it some time to go back and play. And then I was feeling nostalgic, but we didn't really talk about this at the end of the year because it was so hectic. But Sly 2 and 3 are on the PlayStation Store. They're back, just like we played Sly Raccoon. The other two have finally made their way, I think, as part of the PlayStation's 30th anniversary. So you can buy them now. I bought them instantly. Didn't have time to play them immediately, but I am playing Sly 2 now. I know I will get you guys to play it eventually, but it's been so good. It's so good. It's amazing. It's like I'm 5 again playing. Well, I wasn't 5 when it came out, but I'm young again playing at my grandparents' house, like eating Maltesers and like just playing Sly Cooper. It's so cool. So can't wait to talk to you guys about that when we play it eventually.
Awesome. I have been playing not really a lot, other than our new Game Plus game. So I'll finish on that because then we can transition to that mention and get out of here. Call of Duty's taken over my life again. I don't know I've been trying to play other games. I have almost 100 hours in Black Ops 6, and it's been a month. So that's not good. I'm actually actively trying to not play it right now because I would like to play other games. Like, I have purchased and have downloaded and have opened the menu to start it, but have not hit play yet on Metaphor ReFantazio. It's happening. I'm very excited, but it's going to be a long game. And later in the year, we may or may not be doing like a games we missed in 2024 book club thing. And if I'm going to be playing that game for that month, I would like to at least get through a decent amount of it by the time we do that, because it's going to be like 100 hours of my time. So I just got to put Call of Duty away. I know that I'm having fun, but doing some Metaphor. Hopefully I can get that started before we do next week's episode. The other game I've been playing is our new Game Plus book club game. If you're new to the show, new year, new podcast, new YouTube, whatever, we do a monthly book club, although this year we are changing things up a little bit. We want to do some longer games as well. We've done mostly kind of shorter experiences or had to rush through longer games in the past just to get it done in a month. So we are deciding to take 2 months, the first 2 months of the year, January, February, and in honor of Okami 2 being announced at the Game Awards. It's a game I've never played. It's a game that Lauren has very, very fondness for from her childhood. Tom, you haven't played Okami before, right?
No, not played it.
So we are playing Okami. I have started Okami, and I'm looking forward to really talking about and diving into Okami. You can share your Okami thoughts with us as we go over on Twitter. We're at controller_club. We're at controller club pod on Instagram, and we are at controller.club on TikTok. Also, if you are listening to the podcast, you can watch us. We have a video version. It goes up every week over on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to Controller Club, hit like, hit the bell, leave us a comment. It's at youtube.com/@controller_club. Again, latest episodes there. Tom's been doing these great, like highly edited best segments. And then we also put up all of our clips from the show over on YouTube as well. And as always, new year, got to leave us a review. Come on, 5-star, 5 stars. It really helps out. You can also leave us comments on Spotify now, which I noticed. So what do you think of the episode? Maybe leave us your favorite, your biggest gaming prediction going into 2025. Maybe what you're looking forward to this year, that sort of thing. Tom Drew, the end of this first episode of 2025. How are you feeling, and where can people find you?
I'm feeling good. Yeah, it's great to get back into the swing of it. Yeah, you can find me at Tom Drew Art on Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, pretty much everywhere. Haven't posted anything recently other than the fact that I pulled the gold Mew card in Pokemon TCG Pocket, so that was pretty exciting. It's like the rarest card in that set. So yeah, if you want to see that, I guess a PNG of that, go check out my social media.
Still on the Pokemon TCG grind as well. Both me and Tom. I have completed the base set of the new cards. I just need all the secret rares. Yeah. So I've got 100% of the like 68 new cards you can get. Lauren, where can people keep up with you and your ongoing endeavors heading into the new year?
You can follow me at lrouse19, that's Rouse spelt as in house, on Twitter and Blue Sky. I am posting less on Twitter these days, so I'm actually posting less on social media in general. But I did post one of those, cheesy 2024 recap videos on my TikTok. I'm also on TikTok at lrouse19. So if you want to see what I got up to last year, I did a bit. You guys are in it. Had some interviews in it. A lot of Canada in it. My otters are in it. So yeah, go see what I'm about there.
I appreciate being in the same video as our Lord and Savior, Zack Snyder. It's just like really like an honor.
Couple of put you guys side by side.
Oh, man. You can keep up with me everywhere. I'm at the Kleinfelt, TheKleinFelt. And like Lauren said, trying to avoid Twitter right now. My 2025 goal is to like only promotion over there on Twitter, all the stuff with work and the podcast, and put that over there. Blue Sky is where I'm actually like hanging out and having fun. I'm hopefully going to try and get Controller Club on Blue Sky in the next little bit here, but keep up with me there. Instagram, Letterboxd, I guess, too. I'm the same tag on Letterboxd if you want to come say hi. That's going to wrap up this episode, the first episode of 2025 of Controller Club. As always, thank you so much for listening. Now, let's get gaming.